How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be dyeing the interior of my E36 black. I already have most of the plastic pieces taken off over there. All that beige stuff is going to be black, like that center console already finished. Today we're going to be doing the back pieces here. They're very badly sun-baked and cracked up. So we're going to be sanding this down and filling in all these cracks in to get it ready to dye. I already had and went and sanded this down with 220 grit. Pretty smooth already, just need to fill that in. Materials you're going to be needing, it's going to be some degreaser or something just to clean it up. You're going to be needing some adhesion promoter. And I picked this up from eBay. It is just Dupli vinyl and fabric paint. In addition, we're going to be using Bondo. And just something to slap it on with. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the Bondo and we'll see you in a few. Okay, so I went ahead and sanded both of them down and applied the Bondo. Don't judge me, my spatula kind of sucked, but most of this will get sanded down. The thing with the Bondo is you just want to get in between the cracks and not overlay a lot, like right here. I kind of fucked up right here. But like right here, like just barely get it in there that we don't lose the texture that's already on here. It has like a tumbled leather look. So this right here will just let me sand down just like the small film I left on top because most of it did get squeezed down into the cracks. Let me show you the other one over here. Yeah. So if you can see in there, you can see that the cracks are filled. Yeah, I kind of overlaid a little bit thick right here because this spot was pretty bad. But most of this stuff is going to get sanded down as soon as it is ready and hardened. So in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and prep some more of these pieces I have over here. Just clean these up and get these ready to paint or dye. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so I have a couple center console pieces here lined up. I'm about to give them a quick sand with this 220 grit sandpaper. I cut it in half because I feel it's easier to maneuver around. I'm gonna give it a quick sand, degrease them really fast, and spray the adhesive promoter and spray them down with the fabric dye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Enjoy the time lapse. that's one coat. You can see that one coat almost covered the vents right there. The can says to wait about 8 to 10 minutes between coats or until dry. So yeah, usually 2 coats does it. I know I did 2 coats on the center console piece, already died. So we're gonna give this a couple minutes and we'll be back to give the second coat. Okay, it's been 8 minutes, 8 minutes I guess. I already touched it, everything's pretty much dry. Off camera, I went ahead and wrapped this in carbon fiber. It's a little, this used to be like an ugly wood grain look. It goes above the glove box right here. I think it looks pretty sick. I'm not a professional at wrapping, but you know, it's alright. Alright, cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing its second coat, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so the second coat went on pretty fast. Everything looks like it's pretty much covered. We're gonna take the light to it here soon whenever this dries and see if we miss any spots. And we're gonna go from there. So yeah, this shit really works. I like it. But wear gloves. Don't be an idiot like me. Alright, so it's the day after. I let this sit overnight. Looking at it, did pretty well. There's no brown spots, no more beige spots to be found. So the whole goal of this was to lay one down lightly, just enough to cover everything, and then let that dry to the touch, and then lay down another one pretty heavy, and that should do it. 2 coats did the trick. And then moving on to the vents, my biggest concern here was getting these stuck, but looked like it came out all right. Another concern of mine is going to be as this slides back and forth, some of the dye is going to be coming off. You see? So that's going to be something I have to deal with in the future. Overall, pretty happy on how that came out. Moving on to the glove box. Glove box came out perfect. This almost looks OEM. Like there's no more beige spots. Everything is fully black. Even the corners, you know. One thing I did notice as I was dyeing this was this big gap right here. I also seen that this is a big issue on E36 glove box. These always either fall off or, you know, get unglued, unstuck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some silicone in there and hold it down and make that look better because that looks kind of janky. And moving on to the back panels, the Bondo is finally dry. The whole goal of this was to lay down the Bondo as lightly as possible, you know, thin layers to minimize sanding. As you can see right here, there's little patches here and there. Probably just gonna use a heavier grit to knock those down. It's because we want to keep that tumbled leather look. This other panel over here, I kind of messed up and I did lay down some pretty thick ones. I have some pretty thick spots here and there. So I'm using this heavier grit sandpaper to knock those heavy spots down. And then I'm gonna go back with a 220 and make it, just finish it up with a finer grit so it doesn't leave any scratch marks. And this all will be ready to dye here in a few. You know, dye on black. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll get these knocked out soon. All right, so I went ahead and sanded down all the panels, all the Bondos pretty much where it's supposed to be, no more extras. The goal here was to fill in all these little cracks, and that's what happened there. This one feels kind of funny, but I hate working with Bondo, so I'm just gonna leave it. It feels kind of like you can still feel the cracks there. It's not even like this. So that's one panel. I'm gonna go ahead and start laying down the first coat. Same over here. Pretty smooth, pretty came out pretty well, to be honest. I like it. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and start spraying these. So enjoy the time lapse. Okay, so first coat is done. Let's go ahead and get a deeper look into here. So you can see right there the cracks. So that was the goal right there. To try to get some of the tumbled leather out and not sand it away completely. So it still looks somewhat OEM without any repairs. You can see that we do light coats first. Second coat we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit heavier than that. But so far, these are coming out better than I expected. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let these dry, and we're gonna come back and do a second coat. All right, guys, so I have completed the task. The panels are restored. They're dyed in black as well. I could have done a little bit better of a job sanding this down. You can still see a little bit of the sand marks, but I'm not too worried about it. My main concern were all these tiny cracks over here. And you can still see some of them right here. Should use a little bit more Bondo, but oh well. I'm pretty happy with the results as it is. Here's the other one. Pretty alright. There's some right there, but I mean, that looks pretty OEM. And then for this panel, all I did was strip off the leather that was covering it. I'm just gonna leave it like that and leave it bare. I like it. It's gonna match my door panels. I got my door panels from Hard Motorsports. The E36 plastic OEM panels looks just like this material. I just need to clean this up. You can still see there's a lot of the glue residue left on there. And the rest of the interior parts, I went ahead and dyed those off camera since it's pretty much the same process repeated. You know, just clean them up, degrease with some degreaser or some alcohol. Give them a light scuffing with the sandpaper. Spray on your adhesion promoter and just spray on your dye. But yeah, everything's pretty much done. I'm just waiting to have one warm day here so I can start dyeing the carpet of the car black as well. And on another hand, we're going to be doing a manual conversion top. Manual conversion on the top. Because I have an auto, it's a 328i, and the motors just suck. They're a pain to work with. They're super slow. So I'm just gonna manually convert it. I have all the parts needed. I just need to have one warm day and a day that is not snowing. Damn. Fucking cat. Sorry, it's a mess in here. But yeah, it's pretty much everything's done. Tune in next time when I dye the carpet.